So, don't mind the heater in the background. It's still kind of chilly here in Idaho. But here's the next mod for the white truck. These are Fat Boy SRT4 seats. And I'm working on retrofitting them to the Ranger seat rails. This is the passenger side, as you can see right there. All I had to do was cut the old rails off because they're riveted, and there's a weld here, and on this side there's a weld there. That may be on this side, on the the backrest side. I don't remember, but yeah. Break the rivets, drill a hole in the seat rail to mount it to the bracket, and I may add a brace across the back here to tie these two together just to give it a little extra rigidity. But the stock lower bolts fit right in. Don't mind the spiders. This thing was in a garage for a little while. We're not using the SRS, so I'm going to have to figure out how to take that out just so it doesn't go off accidentally. There we go. The seat adjuster is actually a piece of TIG wire, and it actually works pretty good. The stock Ranger one is right here. You know, it's fairly similar in size. I just need to figure out a way to retain the ends here. Probably a hose clamp or something. Zip tie. But yeah. So let me show you the Ranger seat compared to these, and why I'm going through all this trouble. As I'm sure you're all aware, this usually has a 2.3 turbo in it. And those make lots of fun horsepower, depending on the setup. There we go. The stock seat isn't bolstered all that well. I mean, the shoulders are alright, but they're still not even a sports car seat. The high backs are a little better than the low back bench that's in my blue truck, which these are actually going to go in there after this is done. So you can compare the shoulder here. You know, that's a lot of meat, height difference, and the SRT4 seats aren't that much bigger, so they look like they fit right in. So yeah, let me get the passenger seat slapped in and we'll take a picture compared to the door panel. The flash is on, so I have a little bit of extra light. Don't mind the mess. This thing's kind of been a storage unit for the last 2 years, but yeah, I can still fit my hand down in there and around. Unfortunately, the Ford positive end doesn't fit the Dodge buckle, so I still have to use the Ranger seat belts, and I'll have to figure out a support for those. But yeah, they look like they fit right in. Plenty of headroom, and the adjustable headrests are going to be nice. It's in there solid now. That clicking you're hearing is that bushing there. As you can see, I need to replace that. I was going to 3D print one, but turns out there's not a model available for it, so I got to design my own. Yay me! I'm not going to worry about cleaning the interior entirely because I'm going to have to take things apart, deep clean them, put the patch panel back in, which is sitting there on the seat, give everything a real nice detail, probably even scrub the vinyl, or replace the vinyl because it's shot. Alright, so now that we're starting on the driver's side, let me go over some things that I found helpful in disassembling these. First and foremost, this wedge-shaped punch here. forget what they're used for specifically, but works great for getting these springs out. Like that. Like that. Just one more. Come on. There we go. So, once those are out, these can flop down and you're not fighting them anymore. Tip number 2, the stock handle has a rivet in it. It's aluminum, so it comes out real easy. Alright, change of plans. We won't do that till I get ready to pull the rails off. But I already have this loaded, so I may as well use it. It's just a 1/2 inch countersink bit. Works great for oversizing electrical terminals, by the way. So, stick this in here. No more rivet. You pop these 2 off here. Alright, plan C. Forget the chisel. Just break out a screwdriver. Anyway, there we go. Now we're in there. See? Pop that off. Pull this guy out. Unhook it, because we're not going to be needing that. Toss that aside. Pull this guy up. There we go. I'm going to need my chisel here in a minute. There we go. Now that's free. So, if you look, these are all loose. So, now the rails are free to move around. I don't know why that side does that. That's weird. In here, there are 4 rivets. The easiest way I've found to do them is to actually disassemble the seat, take the side plates off, which you have to anyway because one of these is welded. It's actually, I think it's this side. It's welded right there. So you have to cut that, and there's a weld up here and a weld up here, and then the 2 bolts on this side, 2 bolts on this side. The rails will come off of the seat, and then you can cut the rivets, cut the welds, and they'll separate from the hinge plates. Okay, there's those rivets I was talking about. As you can see, there's a bolt hole here, and we're actually going to reuse that, so don't lose that bolt. But yeah, you drill these rivets out, and then this bracket frees up. You stick it back in the seat. The bolt's in there. You know, there's a bolt there, and a bolt there. Holds this bracket in place. And then attach your Ranger seat rails to that. So when we get that far, I will show you what I'm talking about. Silly me, forgot to even mention what tools you're going to need. So this side is a 10 and a 10. This side is a 10 here, where the socket or the ratchet is, and this one's a 13. This guy I think was a T30. These don't work on the Rangers, so you have to take that off. But yeah, let me take this off here. Pull this out. See, this side's easy. It's just those 2, and then the one on the bottom here. Such long-winded hardware, I will never know. It's not even that long, really, but still annoying. So yeah, there's that side. Cut the welds, cut the rivets. See, that one you can actually see I cut already. And they break a lot easier if you drill out the centers. Weakens the sidewall. But yeah, one side has 4, the other has 3. Hard to mix them up. Let's get on with this process and then pick up where I left off. From here, as you can see, I got the rail bolted on all the way. The bolts that I got are a little long. Obviously, they don't go through. So what I'll do is I'll take a drill bit, pass all the way through the lower pan, well, upper, I guess, so the end of the bolt has somewhere to go. And I've already marked the rail for the hole. You drill that out, pass the bolt through, hold the nut with a wrench, and tighten everything down. And there we go. Now you can see the rail is now bolted to the bracket that we made yesterday. This will attach to that, which I need to give a good cleaning because it's disgusting. Yeah, turbo casually in the background. Need to get the other one pulled out of the truck, get it modified, and we can put this seat in. Okay, so as you can see, I just went ahead and did it. One note is you take, for the rear nuts where you had to drill, use lock nuts. That way you're not fighting with it every couple of weeks trying to retighten your seats. They don't cost that much more, and it'll save you a lot of headache in the long run. I may get this seat put back together, and then we'll go over to the truck and we'll put the nut certs in for the driver's side. Okay, so I need to drill these 2 holes still, but I can't do that until these are in and everything's mounted solid. The bit you want to use, and use a good strong drill because you're going through sheet metal. It's a pain in the ass. But let me, there it is. I don't know if you can see that. 17:30 seconds, 17:32. That allows you to put the nut cert through the floor pan like that. Where'd the other one go? Goes like that. Yeah. That one needed a little encouragement. The easiest way to do these is actually with a pop rivet gun that's designed for nut certs, because it's technically a rivet, kind of, but this is the cheapest way. It's a nut that's not threaded and has a notch cut in it, so the seat actually squishes down, goes over the nut cert like that. You take your screw, go down the middle of it, put your wrench on the tool and your socket on the bolt, and you squish it down. Okay, like I said, it's kind of a pain doing it manually, but you can see it goes from deep to like that one to shallow like that one. And what it does is it squishes the threaded portion up against the sheet metal so it doesn't go anywhere, and then you have threads in your sheet metal. Okay, so I just ran into one of the complications of doing this by hand. If the hole is not exactly tight around the nut cert, it'll spin, and then it's a real bitch to get it in, because all it does is spin. And you know, when you're turning on the bolt, it's not pulling it up, it's just rotating in the hole. So I've got a longer wrench and the impact gun, and the shock from the impact gun was enough to get it to grab, and finally it sunk in. So let's grab the other seat, get this in here, punch the 2 holes for the outer bracket, and then we're ready to rock. Back over here at the seat, you can see I did the welding wire again. They both move. It cleared just fine. That is the Ranger seat bracket. let's get this set in the truck and drill a couple holes. So I got the one edge, the one corner on the outside edge done. As you can see, this one's right in the middle of a runner, or a reinforcement rib. So I think I'm going to pull the bracket out this way a little bit and shim it up, take up that space. Had to move this wire here. I'm not even sure where that goes. And more washers and tools and stuff. Oh, must go up there, or it's this one here. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'll get that hole drilled and get this bolted down, get the backrest on, and feel it out. Okay, driver's seat is in. So, I guess I will have to take everything back out, including the cup holder and the shifter. I'm actually going to put my other threaded shifter in there. Pull the floor mat up, figure out where the water is coming from, fix that, and I might see about getting a new floor, because this one's disgusting and torn up and ripped, and yeah, it's bad. But anyway, yeah, SRT4 seats mounted in a Ford Ranger. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit me up with any questions you have. Check out my Facebook page, the Instagram, the Patreon. Those are all down in the description. Thank you again, and have a nice night.